Today we're going to talk about vision. Now, your vision is so important when it comes to driving. If you don't have proper vision, you can't get your license, and we'll talk a little bit about that in the future here. Definition: the active power of seeing or sight. That is what vision is, and that's what we're going to be talking about. There's some other definitions of vision, but that's mainly the area of focus we're going to be focusing on, of the actual power of seeing. There is a vision test, and basically you have to pass the minimum standard of visual acuity, which is 20/40. That's with or without glasses. So you could have glasses the size of Coke bottles. Okay, the thicker they are, the more magnification they would have, the more help they're giving your eyes. But as long as you get to 20/40, you're okay. In at least one eye, you'll be able to get your license. You also must have peripheral vision, or your field of vision, of at least 120 degrees or greater. Normal is around 180. Okay, so 120 is about one eye. Okay, so if you had one eye and you could see 120, you could still be able to drive. There's certain restrictions you would have to have and so forth, but 120 is the minimum standard. This is an eye chart here, as you can see. 20/20s here, 20/30, 20/40. Obviously, they have a chart like this, and you have to stand 15 to 20 feet away and cover an eye, and you have to recite. I'm sure you've done this at your physicals and things like that. There's different types of vision. And first off, we're going to talk about visual acuity. This is your ability to see things clearly, both near and far away. Okay, you have far-sightedness and nearsightedness. 20/20 is normal. Okay, that's your normal vision, as you saw in that little chart I just showed. 20/20 would be the normal, which is to be the bottom line. You can actually go lower than that, 20/10, which is like Hawkeyes or something, but 20/20 is the normal vision acuity. So that's if it's blurry. When you look at words, is it blurry or is it clear? That's where the visual acuity comes in. Color vision is another type of vision. That's your ability to distinguish one color from another. So, very important when driving, obviously, if it's red or green. Some countries don't even allow you to get your license unless you have, color vision. But, if you're colorblind, they won't let you get your license. But our country, we do allow it, at least Pennsylvania. And I have a small little test I want you to go through here to see if you are colorblind. All right, test for colorblindness. What number do you see? Should see a 25. What number did you see here? You should see a 45. What number do you see here? 56. What number do you see here? It's a little more difficult. That's it, number 6. What do you see here? 8. What number do you see here? 29. What number do you see here? Well, if you see a 5, they say you have normal color vision. Okay, it's right in here. A person that has color blindness, the most common, which is between red and green, they'll see a 2. I'm not colorblind, so I don't know where that 2 would be, but I'm sure it's somewhere in here. Okay, so that's a little quick test to see if you are colorblind, and if you had problems with that, please see a doctor. This is no official terms, of course. And color blindness is not being able to distinguish between colors. Okay. Males tend to have a more genetic susceptibility to this. Okay. Females can be colorblind, but it's more rare. Mainly it's in the male. Males have that issue. Field of vision, that's how much you can see around you. Your peripherals, your frontal vision, and it's typically, again, like I said earlier, 180 degrees for most people. If you have less than 140, then you're considered to have tunnel vision. Okay, they're looking like through a tunnel. And again, once it gets below 120, you would then not be able to drive. So that is obviously a concern. The next type of vision is depth perception, your ability to judge the distance between yourself and other objects. So when you're looking down a street, can you tell, okay, is that car, do I have time to pull out in front of that car or not? That's what it's referring to. You know, can you tell how far something is compared to yourself, especially in a moving situation? There's seeing techniques. There's also perceiving techniques. Sometimes you see things and then you perceive what's going to happen as well. And there's also in-car habits. What are you doing in the car? Are you looking at all your mirrors? Are you looking left to right when you come to a stop sign? Are you looking left, right, left to make sure everything is clear before you go? These are all types of different vision practices. You have your foveal vision. That's the area that you can see and read words and so forth at far distances. Useful field of vision. You like the black area here, okay? That's where you can feel depth, perception, position, and so forth. And then, of course, peripheral vision. Changes in color, movement. That's about all you can see. It's on the sides of your vision. It's your peripheral vision there, and you can see things moving a little bit, and you can see colors, but that's about it. You can't really tell how fast they're coming at you and so forth until you actually turn your head and actually look at the object. There's also a language of driving. Maybe you can recognize some of these shapes of the signs and what they tell you. Okay, here there you go. A lot of people get this one wrong. School zone, obviously stop sign, yield, railroad crossing, no passing zone. They're all identifications of a language of driving. Okay, using your vision to identify things and be able to recognize them and effectively buckle up for safety. Is that what it says? No. It actually said buckle up for safety. Believe it or not, I'll go back and let you see it. Again, this is little tricks of the eye that you don't even recognize it maybe. That extra 4 in there. These are all things that our vision can sort of mess with this. Which one's bigger? A or B? They're actually equal, believe it or not. Okay? It's just the items around them that makes them look smaller or bigger. Okay? An example of this would be, these are my friends from Africa, from Sudan, and they're all very tall. It's one of the tallest people in the world in southern Sudan, and I'm about 5'10". He's about 6'2", 6'3", and his wife's also about 6'1", 6'2", and that's just an example of around them I feel short. And here's some other friends. Again, they're both around 5'11", 6 foot tall, and very tall people. Here's like messes with your eyes. Look at the center and you'll see like little dots in the intersections. They're not really there. Okay, go ahead and look at where you thought the dot was. They're not actually there. It's just your eyes sort of like playing tricks on you. Okay, this is called imaging effects visual memory imprint. It puts an imprint there. Okay, in your eyes. Stare at this one, you'll see the gray going in and out a little bit. Your brain sees certain things. Where does your brain go to? I mean, your eye probably went to that dot. Okay, when you looked at it, your eye just draws to certain things, and that's a lot of the times advertisers use that, like billboards, to try to draw your attention in and say, "Oh, look at this. We want to sell you this." Your brain remembers certain things as well. What did you see? Did you see a horse and rider? Here's the horse. Here's the rider. Also can fool your brain's perception. I mean, how many legs does this elephant have? Of course your brain wants to say 4, but does he really have 4? Count the legs. How many legs does he have? Also, other perceptual things that fool your brain. What do you see here? Do you see the old woman or the young girl? The young girl, this is her eye, this is her little nose, this is her chin, this is her ear, and she's looking away. And this is her necklace right here, and her long hairs here. That's the young girl. The old woman, this is her chin, this is her mouth, this is her big nose, this is her eye, this is her wrinkly face, and she's looking this way. This is her eye, she's looking this way. So what does your brain see? What do you see in this picture? Did you say a skull? Did you say a young woman looking in the mirror with all her cosmetics, getting ready for the big ball or some type of party? Here's another trick of the eyes. Then going up, going down. Here's also visual memory fools your brain's perception. Now read these, okay? But you don't say the word, you say the color of the word. So this will be green, red, blue, yellow, blue, black. Try that. It's very hard actually. Your brain wants to keep reading the word, and you have to force yourself to actually say the color of the word. This is called your right brain tries to say the color, but your left brain insists on reading the word, and it's a tough thing to overcome with your brain. And that's all. That's all we have for this lesson on vision.